ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Okay, good morning. So we already discussed about conduction topic. So in that general applications of conduction in regular life, where we can use the applications of this conduction. Generally cooking utensils are made up of with iron or extra covered with extra copper bottom. What is the reason here? So because iron is a very good conductor of heat, extra copper bottom, specific heat of copper is more than iron. Specific heat of copper is more than iron in the sense, so it heated fastly when compared to iron. So that is the first condition. And these utensils are made up of with wooden hangers or plastic hangers. So because heat does not conduct through that hangers. And one more thing, ice melts at what temperature? Generally ice melts at 0 degrees Celsius. Generally. But while carrying the ice from one place to another place, so ice is covered with the help of the raw dust. So what is the use of that is? So that means this sawdust, or it is a bad conductor of heat energy. So that means if the ice placed in the box, of course it's a thermocol box, and sometimes it is also covered with some sawdust. So that is a bad conductor of heat energy. So that heat does not conduct from surrounding to the ice. That's why ice does not melt. Melting of ice must be prevented. So that is one topic. Next, generally we are using while sleeping in this winter seasons. For example, we are using one blanket or two blankets. Of course, we are using one blanket, and second case we are using two blankets with the same thickness of the first one. We are using two blankets, and another case is we are using one blanket. That one blanket having the thickness same as that of two blankets. Which one is preferable here? Two bed sheets, one bed sheet. So that one bed sheet having thickness of the two bed sheets. So which one is preferable here? Using of two bed sheets is preferable, because the medium between the two bed sheets is air. Air is the medium. Air is the very, very bad conductor of heat energy. It does not conduct heat energy with much intensity. So that's why it is a very bad conductor of heat. So that's why two blankets are preferable when compared to one blanket. In the same way, in winter season we are using sweaters. Sweaters is made up of with small holes. What is the medium in that small holes? The air is the medium in that small holes. Air is the bad conductor of heat energy. That air does not allows the cool into that sweater. So that's why that sweater keeps our body warm. So these are the daily practical applications of conduction. So just in winter season, if you hold one iron rod, in the same way wooden rod. In cold season or winter season, so early mornings the temperature is very less. If you hold the iron rod, at the same way with the other hand we can hold wooden rod. So what happens? Iron rod feels very cool when compared to wooden rod. Iron rod feels very cool when compared to wooden rod. What is the reason? Means iron rod is good conductor of heat, wooden rod is the bad conductor of heat energy. So that is the main thing. So all these are the practical applications of conduction. Next, so next condition in this is convection. Next process of transfer of heat energy is convection. So previous is conduction, next one is convection. So what we discussed about conduction? Conduction is the process of transfer of heat energy from one place to another place. Process of transfer of heat energy from one place to another place without the actual motion of the particles. That is called conduction. But here it is convection. And one more thing is, conduction exists only in solids. In liquids and gases, conduction process does not exist. Of course, if it exists, but that is not considerable. The phenomena of conduction existing in liquids and gases, of course it might exist, but it is not considerable. So that's why conduction exists only in solids. Here convection process. Convection process means, how can you define this is the process of transfer of heat energy from one place to another place. The process of transfer of heat energy from one place to another place with the actual motion of the particles. With the actual motion of the particles. This is called convection. The process of transfer of heat energy from one place to another place with the actual motion of the particles. So that means the particles are moving from one place to another place. Then only this convection process holds good. This convection process takes place. So that is, so here convection process requires medium. Convection process requires medium. So this, and without the medium the convection process does not exist. Without the medium convection process does not exist. So like this. The process, this is the actual condition, convection phenomena. So that means the particles are transferred from one place to another place. Due to the motion of the particles, the heat energy transferred. Best example is hot air traveling from one place to another place. That is the convection process. Cool air transferring from one place to another place. So that is the convection process. And so amount of heat energy flowing, Q by T, amount of heat energy flowing per second is directly proportional to area of cross section and is directly proportional to temperature difference, delta T. So rate of flow of heat energy is directly proportional to area of cross section and rate of flow of heat energy directly proportional to temperature difference. So from this we can write Q by T is equals to HA delta theta or delta T, where H is called convection coefficient, So this is the actual process of the convection. So in case of convection process, how the heat energy transferred from one place to another place. So that is rate of flow of heat, Q by T. Rate of flow of heat is directly proportional to area of cross section and rate of flow of heat is directly proportional to temperature difference. Q by T is equals to HA delta T. So where H is called convection coefficient. So from this we can write H is equals to Q by T divided by A into delta T, or H can be written as rate of flow of heat, that is unit is watt. per meter square Kelvin. So the unit of H is watt per meter square Kelvin. Watt per meter square Kelvin. This is the unit of convection coefficient. So Q by T is equals to HA delta T, and H is equals to Q by T divided by A delta T. So Q by T is nothing but watt per meter square Kelvin. H is equals to watt per meter square Kelvin. So this is the convection coefficient and its unit. So how can you write the dimensional formula for this? So what dimensional formula? Power dimension formula is ml square T power minus 3 divided by L square K. So that is equals to m T power minus 3 K power minus 1. That is the dimension formula of the convection coefficient. What? So that is the power or energy by time, ml square T power minus 3, meter square L square, K is nothing but Kelvin. So L square gets cancelled, m T power minus 3 K power minus 1, m T power minus 3 K power minus 1. This is the convection process, and rate of flow of heat in a convection process, and H is called convection coefficient and its unit and dimensional formula. So next, so in place of convection, particles traveling from one place to another place. So that means without the motion of the particles, convection process does not exist. Convection process exists only in terms of transfer of matter from one place to another place. Transfer of matter from one place to another place. So that is the convection. So convection is of two types. One is natural convection and second one is forced convection. So natural convection and forced convection. So how the mainly in case of convection process, while heating water in a bowl, so that is also the convection process. How this is the convection process? So certain amount of water is taken in a bowl, so it is being heated. This is the amount of water, it is being heated with the help of, for example, this bowl is placed on the gas stove. So that's heat energy supplied to the bowl first, after that heat energy supplied to the water. First heat energy supplied to the bowl, after that heat energy supplied to the water. How it is a convection process? Convection means transfer of heat energy from one place to another place due to the motion of the particles. Particles are moving from one place to another place. How it is possible? See here. So best example of this one only, heating of water. So here, while the heat energy supplied at the bottom, which one heated first? First vessel heated first. After that heat energy transferred from vessel to water. Heat energy transferred from vessel to water. So due to that, the water molecules gets heated first at the bottom surface. Water molecules get heated at the bottom surface. Due to this gaining of heat energy, temperature of these molecules increases. The temperature of the molecules increases. Due to increase in temperature, what happens? Due to increase in temperature, density of the molecules decreases. Due to that, these lower denser molecules moves to the top, and here the high denser molecules move to the bottom. Due to increase in temperature, density of the molecules decreases. Due to density decreases, the lesser denser molecules move to the top and higher denser molecules move to the bottom. Again, the particles move to the bottom. Again, the temperature of these molecules increases. Again these molecules becomes less denser and reaches to the top, and higher denser molecules move to the bottom. So this is the process of heating. Molecules are transferring from bottom to the top and top to bottom. Water molecules are transferring from bottom to the top and top to the bottom. This is the actual process going on in case of heating of water. This is the actual process going on heating of water. So in this situation, what happens here? Gravity takes place. Gravity plays very important role here. During this convection process, gravity plays very important role. What is the gravity plays important role means? Higher denser molecules moves downwards. The moving downwards means due to acceleration due to gravity. The particles moving from top to the bottom in the sense that is mainly due to acceleration due to gravity. That is mainly due to the acceleration due to gravity. Nothing, not more than that. So that is the gravity plays very important role in this convection process. So this is the actual process. Here the water molecules move from bottom to the top and top to the bottom. Bottom to the top and top to the. This is the regular process. That is the way the water gets heated. This is the way the water gets heated. So what is the process of heating of water means? This is convection process. Convection process. Lower denser molecules move to the top, higher denser molecules move to the bottom. Why the density of the molecules decreases? Due to increase in temperature, density of the molecules decreases. So that the molecules move to the top and higher denser molecules move to the bottom like this. This is the process, actual process like that. Now, what is the natural convection? Natural convection process. So natural convection process means generally sea breeze, land breeze, formation of the monsoons and trade winds. So all these are the natural process occurring, that is due to the natural convection. Natural convection. What is meant by sea breeze and land breeze? What is meant by the sea breeze and land breeze? Sea breeze in the sense in the daytime, so just the sea breeze and land breeze, just we can observe these situations in seashores generally. So seashore cities like Vizag, Chennai, like that, Mumbai, like that. So what happens here? So in the daytime, the temperature gradually increases. Temperature gradually increases. So due to that increase in temperature, air on the surface of the earth heats faster than the air on the surface of the sea. Due to increase in temperature in the daytime, the air on the surface of the earth heats faster when compared to the surface of the air on the sea. Air on the surface of the sea. So due to that, if the air gets heated fastly, on the surface of the earth, due to increase in temperature, it becomes less denser. Then it rises up. Density is less means it moves up. Due to that, there is a space. So the air from the sea occupies this space. Air from the sea occupies the empty space on the surface of the earth. So that is called sea breeze. Daytime it exists. So that's why in seashores, daytime the temperature is not more than 40 generally. In remaining places it becomes 44, 45, 50 like this. It approximately 35 to 38 like that. Because in daytimes the land has sea breeze. So that means Cool air from the sea occupies the place on the surface of the earth. So that is sea breeze. Next, land breeze. Land breeze means, so in the night times, the air on the surface of the earth cools faster than the air surface on the sea. Then due to the exchange, so that is a night time it happens, that is land breeze. Daytime it happens, it is sea breeze. So in the same way, the monsoons and trade winds. Monsoons, how the monsoons are formed? Generally in rainy season, we know that that is first waters have first in case of this rainy season, first that is what is it? Kerala, they touch the first Kerala. So that is first rainy season starts when the cool that means air from the Pacific Ocean touches the Kerala state. After that, then it expands throughout the country. So that is the consideration of monsoons and trade winds like that. So all these processes are what are that? Natural convection. Next, what is meant by forced convection? Forced convection. Forced convection means wantedly we have to heat the room, or wantedly we have to cool the room. That is called forced convection. By using the heaters, we can heat the room or we can heat the water. That is forced convection. So wantedly we can cool the room by using air coolers, ACs. By using the ACs we can wantedly cool the room. That is also the forced convection. Forced convection. So that means this is the process of the forced convection. Generally ventilators are provided in the rooms, because why the ventilators are provided means to allow the hot air outside and the cool air inside. Hot air means if the temperature increases, what happens? The air gets heated, due to that it becomes less denser. Then it rises up, then it goes out of the ventilator. When in the same way, to fill with the space, cool air comes into the room. So that is the process. That's why ventilators are provided in the room. So these are the forced convection and natural convection. Forced convection means wantedly we can cool the room or wantedly we can heat the room. So that is the forced convection. So that by using forced convection means by using the external things we can transfer heat energy. By using external things we can transfer heat energy. So that is called forced convection. Just by using here what are uses of heaters and uses of ACs. So all these are forced convections. So this is the convection process. It's very small topic. It is convection. Next process of transfer of heat energy is radiation. How can you define radiation? So in the previous two topics, conduction and convection. Conduction and convection must require medium for their propagation. Conduction process and convection process requires medium for their propagation for the propagation of heat energy from one place to another place. So those are called conduction and convection. But in case of radiation, the heat energy transferred from one place to another place without the requirement of the medium, that is called radiation. The process of transfer of heat energy from one place to another place, the process of transfer of heat energy from one place to another place without requirement of medium, without the requirement of medium, those are called, that is called radiation process. The process of transfer of heat energy from one place to another place without requirement of medium for the propagation. So that is called radiation. Radiation, or this is also called as thermal radiation. Thermal radiation. So in this situation, heat energy traveling from one place to another place, heat energy traveling from one place to another place in the form of electromagnetic waves. So electromagnetic wave means just light waves. Light rays are electromagnetic waves. So that is heat energy traveling from one place to another place in the form of electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic wave means, see here, this is the electric field and this is the magnetic field and this is the propagation of the wave. Electric field and magnetic field, and this is the direction of the propagation of the wave. Electromagnetic radiation, it is called electromagnetic radiation. So later we can discuss about this topic clearly. Next, now here this you have to remember this one. So heat energy traveling from one place to another place in the form of electromagnetic waves or electromagnetic radiation. So this is the actual radiation process. The process of transfer of heat energy from one place to another place without the requirement of the medium. But for conduction and convection process, medium is compulsory. So in case of conduction, what is the medium? Particles of the solid are the medium. In case of convection, generally what is the medium? So air is the medium. In the same way, in case of radiation process, there is no requirement of the medium. So this, in case of this radiation process, the energy flows in vacuum also, heat energy flows in the vacuum also. So that means how the heat energy transferred? Heat energy traveling in the form of electromagnetic waves. So that is the concept it is. So what are the properties of this radiation? So what are the properties of this radiation? Properties of radiation. In that, first one is this radiation, thermal radiation or thermal radiation. Thermal in the sense heat radiation travels in straight lines. Thermal radiation travels in straight lines, just like light. So it travels with velocity of light. In vacuum, it travels with the velocity of the light. Heat energy or thermal radiation travels with velocity of light in vacuum. Velocity of light, what is the value of velocity of light? Generally it is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Travels with velocity of light is the c is equals to 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. This is the velocity of the light. So next, third point, it travels through vacuum, travels through vacuum. So a fourth point, it does not require any medium for their propagation. It does not require any medium for their propagation. So radiation travels in straight lines. It travels with velocity of light. Velocity of light is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Then it travels through the vacuum. Heat radiation travels through the vacuum. Next, it does not require any medium for their propagation. Heat radiation does not require any medium for their propagation. Does not require medium. So that is next, because it travels through vacuum. Vacuum in the sense there is no medium in the vacuum. So that means radiation, or it travels in the form of electromagnetic waves. So wave means it must have certain wavelength. So what we are discussing, thermal radiation or radiation process. Here the heat energy travels in the form of electromagnetic wave. Thermal radiation is nothing but electromagnetic radiation or electromagnetic wave. Wave in the sense it must have certain wavelength. Wave in the sense it must have certain wavelength. So the wavelength of the radiation yearly, so the wavelength of thermal radiation is approximately is of the order of 7,800 angstroms. The wavelength of the thermal radiation is approximately of the order of 7,800 angstroms. So this is the next one. So that means thermal radiation travels in the form of waves. So the wave means it must have certain wavelength. Then wavelength approximately it is of the order of 7,800 or approximately 7,000 to 8,000 angstroms in between, like that. Next point. So the intensity of the radiation, the intensity of thermal radiation is inversely varies with square of the distance. Inversely varies with the square of the distance. So that is I is inversely proportional to R square. So that means radiation process obeys inverse square law. Radiation process obeys inverse square law. That means intensity of the thermal radiation varies inversely as square of the distance. So that means I proportional to 1 by R square. If the distance increases, intensity of the heat radiation also decreases. If the distance goes on increases, intensity of the heat radiation decreases. That is I proportional to 1 by R square. I proportional to 1 by. So at larger distances, intensity decreases. Just we can discuss about heat energy coming from the sun. Heat energy coming from the sun. So at very nearer to the sun, the intensity of the heat radiation is more. If the distance goes on increases, while we are moving away from the sun, that intensity gradually decreases. So that intensity gradually, that means some planets becomes very cool. So that means live things does not exist on that planets, because the distance increases, intensity of the heat radiation decreases. So I proportional to 1 by R square. This is called inverse square law. Next condition, thermal radiation. Thermal radiation obeys reflection, refraction, refraction and interference. So that means it obeys all the properties of light generally. Thermal radiation obeys all the properties of light. So that means it obeys reflection. What are the properties of light? Reflection, refraction, interference, diffraction, polarization. All these are the properties of light. So that's why thermal radiation obeys the properties of light, that is reflection, refraction, interference, reflection, refraction, interference, polarization, etc. Polarization, etc. like that. It obeys all the properties of the light. So these are the properties of the thermal radiation, properties of the thermal radiation. So that is, so any thermal radiation travels with velocity of light, then it travels in the straight lines, it travels through vacuum. So the thermal radiation does not require any medium for their propagation, and it travels in the form of electromagnetic waves. Wave in the sense it must have certain wavelength. Wave means it must have certain wavelength. That wavelength is of the order of 7800 angstroms. Next, the intensity of the thermal radiation is varies inversely with the square of the distance, I proportional to 1 by r square. If the distance increases, intensity decreases. Next, thermal radiation obeys all the properties of the light: reflection, refraction, interference, diffraction, polarization. All these are the properties of the light. So these are the properties of the thermal radiation. So next.